Wel- Welcome back to the Come On podcast. That's whack. Anyway, how's it going? I just want to get this off my chest. Why in the world, every time I go to the grocery store, supermarket, whatever you want to call it, I get a bad cart. Like the front, I don't know, driver's side wheel is always messed up. I'm just pushing my way through the supermarket. I'm hitting tomatoes and cucumbers with my whack broke shopping cart. Does that ever happen to you? Whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna do this. Shout out to DeWalt Tools. Had to change my brakes. My brake pads were down, and I got me all my tools are DeWalt. So I got me a DeWalt impact wrench, and it worked like a charm. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Took those lug nuts off. Did what I had to do. This is my shout out to DeWalt. Hoping that they'll pay me for this little advertisement. DeWalt, hey, I want 1.5 milli for advertising your tools. Hit me up. Anyway, to get started. So, hey, talk to a coworker of mine. She bullies me every day. She's still cool. We were talking about like nostalgic, retro things that we did back in the day that no longer exist. Like these kids, pardon me, and these people nowadays, like, well, kids probably will not have experienced. So we had a conversation and it was fun. And we were talking about things that we did back in the day. Although I'm slightly older, she makes fun of me because of such. But I don't know, it was fun reminiscing about the stuff that we did that they don't do today, or like these kids have no clue of what we did back in the day. So like rotary phones. Like remember rotary phones? It's crazy. Like you had the with the finger, and if you messed up a phone number, well, first of all, you had to know a phone number. We don't nowadays. I don't even care to know a phone number. It's like whatever, it's just I don't know. You click on a person's face nowadays. But if you messed up a phone number with a rotary phone, you had to start over, right? If you get one digit incorrect, go back to the starting line. That's how it worked. And remember how we transitioned to like daytime, daytime to cell phones? That was a big deal. But then it was those plans. It was like the cell phone daytime minute plans. I get 206 daytime minutes. Like, how did they determine those? I know they had the business analytics. It's like, hey man, if you give them 206 minutes, we will bust our profit margin and go through the roof. And remember, you had to like call after 9 p.m. or 7 p.m. and then they adjusted it. So it's like, hey, call me after 9 so you don't dip into my daytime minutes, and nighttime joint was free. Stop burning my daytime minutes. But yeah, we were talking about that. What else were we talking about? We were talking about like credit cards. Back in the day, they had the old like credit card swiping machine joints where you had to go like, and nowadays we transition. You just tap your card, right? And you have metal credit cards now, so those machines, those little things wouldn't work. We were talking. What else? We were talking about the internet. Remember, you had to like sign into AOL. Oh, remember the dial-up? Like, so like it would use the phone line, so you couldn't use the phone if you were like using the internet on your computer, because it's like, hey, if you pick up the phone and you get that annoying sound that I just did, that was crazy. Remember that? Remember floppy disk? copying something and carrying this around and stuff like that. And so like back to the phones. Remember, like phones are a big deal, and they were a big deal. Remember back in the day, like if you're a kid and you were like sneaking on a phone, if you told somebody like to call you, hey, call me at 7:30, and then like they would call you or your parents would pick up. It's like, oh, I'm gonna speak to Derek. So Derek's going to bed. Who are you? But remember, like you would tell him like, hey, like don't, don't, I'm gonna call you, but don't call me back. Don't call me back. Or like the cord phone. You know what I mean? Like if you were on a phone call and then like someone else in the house would pick up the phone, they could hear your conversation. It's like, get off the phone, I'm on the phone, blah blah blah. Remember that? Remember what else were we talking about? Remember like TVs? If like the knob on the TV, you had as many channels as knob like stopping points on the knob. And if the knob broke, you would use pliers, like turning the TV knob like It's pretty much Johnny Carson on every channel. Remember VCRs? Oh my God. Like you couldn't like, if you were recording something, you couldn't change the channel because you had to keep it on the same channel, the recorder, whatever you were recording. That was crazy. We were talking about like cassette tapes, which they should bring back cassette tapes. If they ever left. I don't know. That was crazy. Remember like recording it was a skill to record like a song on the radio and like press that record button. Remember that red dot. Remember you would have to like kind of rewind on one side to fast forward on the other side of the tape. That was dope. That was dope. It was skill. Like if you could record a song, especially like if you could make a mixtape, you had skill. You had straight up skill with the cassette tapes. But those were the days. And then like remember like if you liked somebody, you would make them a mixtape songs. It's like, you know, whatever. Jodeci and other stuff. Jodeci, yeah. No, Jodeci was like CD time. I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember recording songs on cassettes. Remember like having bootleg movies, like straight up. Like you had to go and purchase them. Like you had that one dude, you meet him, you know, on the corner of whatever and whatever, and you pay $5 and get like 2 bootleg movies. And the bootleg movies were crazy. It was always people standing up in the movie theater and all of that. Remember like collect calls? It's like, yo, I'm gonna call you collect. Just pay for it. Got 35 seconds that I could talk to you and all of that stuff. Yeah. We were talking about, oh, you know what? Going back to the phones, like phones, communication, like that was back in the day as we transitioned. Like that was a big deal. Remember like voicemails? Like remember like you would have you'd like put music in the background, or your voicemail would be like a dope joint, like, hey, my name's Steven. I'm, you know, just call me back when you get a chance. And you have like your favorite song or dope track, quote unquote, in the background. That was crazy. It was crazy. And my coworker, she's younger than I am, so she didn't, like I was talking to her about pages. Like, yo, remember pages when you could type words? Like you would send a page and I don't know, like 33 would be a heart or something, but you could type numbers that would make words. That was crazy back in the day, right? Back in the day. And like what else? Like we were talking about she she mentioned like erasable CDs, like how when CDs first came out, you can record stuff on them, but you could erase stuff, and then they came out with erasable CDs. I do not remember erasable CDs. I mean, I believe, like, I know they existed, I believe it, but I don't remember that. We were talking about like Napster and LimeWire, how you would like download music and stuff from Napster. Remember Napster? Napster was hot for a hot minute, then it was gone. But yeah. So what else? I don't know. We just talking about stuff that like was hot back in the day. Like those cassettes. Remember like getting a tape, and if you'd have to like rewind a tape with like a pencil, or like suck in the film with the pencil by like doing like stroke thingies or whatever. Put the pencil in the thing. Cassettes were dope. Were dope. You get a tape. We called them tapes. Tapes, yo. Get a tape. Remember like waiting for the hottest, newest tape and all that. But yeah, almost shed a tear. Those days are gone. Now I don't even know what we're doing. We're just doing stuff on our cell phones. But anyway, fun stuff. That's all I got.